Hello friends, good evening. If you can hear me, just say hi. Hello. Hey Shiv. Thanks for joining Daily, Shiv. I think you've been very regular. Hey Sagar. Hello. So if you can hear me, just say hi and then we can get started. Okay, I think today the internet is a little slow. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I think now it should be good. Okay, cool. Let's get started. So what did we have today in markets, right? So for people who are new to this channel or new to watching my videos, so we have this daily session for markets at 8 o'clock daily at 11 o'clock daily in the night, and we will be covering we'll be looking at the markets for tomorrow. How does Nifty look, and my view on the market outlook, what is the long plan and short plan. And apart from this, we'll also be looking at the Trade with Trendline Investor series, where I actually trade with 1 lakh capital. Okay, so let's jump into the Nifty outlook. So I think finally we had a good green day. I think after many weeks, it has been really a wonderful day today. I think a lot of people have been happy today with the Nifty outlook, but most of our portfolios were in red, right? So that's because Nifty went up, but finally small cap index and mid cap index were not performing that well, right? So if you see here, actually we've had a good green candle on Nifty. It was a massive move all the way from 59.50 we opened and went to 16,130, which is almost 180 points. That's more than 1%, and we had a good move. And before that, if you see, we had this kind of move only on 21st of June, but that was a gap down and then we went up, right? So a clean move today, and overall I think Nifty has finally broken out of this range after 2 months, 2 long months, right? So I've been speaking about this levels of 16,200, 300 that we should be heading there, and I think finally we are heading there. We are almost just 150 points away from 16,300. Now, if you were thinking all these last 2 months, if you're thinking that market is going to crash, and if you did not invest in markets, or if you just pulled out all your portfolio, listening to all the rumors in the TV channels or listening to your friends, then this I think was a very good lesson, because in the last 2 months, a lot of mid caps and small caps have gone up 50%, 60%, 30, 20%. Even our newsletter stocks have gone up a good 40, 50% in the last couple of months. Right now, this should be a good lesson for you to not listen to TV channels, right? So TV channels are not meant to be listened if you're trading or investing in markets. They will keep highlighting all the negative news because they want TRP, they want to make money, so they'll always keep highlighting such kind of negative news in the market. But it is up to you if you want to listen to that negative news or not, right? So always listen to what the market charts are saying and what the market price is doing. Now, if you know, I've been talking about this primary trend line since long time, right? And we never closed below this primary trend line, right? So if you see from here, we touched once, twice, third and fourth time we kind of went below, but we closed above and then we went higher. So it is up to you. I want to remind you again, it is up to you if you want to listen to the price charts, or if you want to listen to TV analysts, or if you want to keep guessing, keep playing the guessing game, right? But don't do that. But that's the first step towards turning a consistent and a profitable trader. If you want to be like that, and if you want to leave your job in the long run and do the trading full time, then the first thing is stop listening to others and start looking at charts and go with what the chart tells you, not what others tell you, right? So if there is anyone in the markets who has made money playing the guessing game, no one has actually. So even if you see Warren Buffett doesn't know when the markets will go down or when the markets will go up. That's why he always stays invested. He finds undervalued companies and he invests in them. Or if you follow Mark Minervini, he always buys when the stock is going higher. He never buys when the stock is going down, and he always listens to the markets, right? Because it is just so difficult to predict markets, and that's the primary reason. Otherwise, everyone, the richest guys in the world, would easily predict markets and make money, right? But they themselves can't do that. They always either invest or they trade going with the flow of the markets, right? So always go with the flow, and if you go with the flow, I'm sure markets will reward you money really well. Or find good quality stocks, find breakout points, invest some money and just go with the trend, right? That's the only way you can make money. And always know where the exit door is, because as I always say, when music stops, you should know when to exit, right? That's the only way to make money. There's no other way. So, but I told you why I was bullish, that primary trend line which I was speaking about, and it was just only because of this primary trend line I'm even bullish as of today. Now, if in case the markets were turned bearish, then this trend line should first break. So until the trend line doesn't break, I'm not going to be bearish at any point, right? So let's keep that bullishness. So that's the learning basically for today, that go with the market flow, right? So, but what happened to the markets in today's session? So we spoke about a parallel channel yesterday. I'm sorry. We spoke about this parallel channel yesterday, right? So this point over here, and we said that this channel could act as a resistance, right? But the markets are so strong that we gapped up above this channel. Now, if you know about parallel channels, any gap up above the parallel channel will lead into a extensive move. But I didn't expect really this kind of a move today. Now, there were multiple stocks where parallel channels have broken out in the past, and they gave really good moves. Like one of the examples I can remember is Adani Transmission. We had a really good parallel channel breakout, and then it just skyrocketed, right? So we had a really good move today after that gap up. Right, and we just kept heading higher. Now you need to know that days like today is when we'll get most of the profits, and you need to develop the skill set to actually take such take losses. Like last 2 months we've just had sideways movement, and many people are taking losses, and today was a day that most of the intraday traders would have made really good money if you were held on until the last. In fact, if you see how strong today's move was, if you just put the pivot high and low, there was not a single pivot which was formed the entire day, right? I'm just plotting this pivot so that you can see, right? See, the lowest pivot was here, and the highest pivot after that we've still not formed a pivot. Now this means there was not a single swing low or high. Sorry, there was not a single swing low because of which a pivot could form. That's how strong the trend was today, right? So, but just to keep you updated on what is the latest thing that I'm looking at is this channel over here. So I think that probably Nifty is done for today, and we might head sideways probably in the next couple of days. Probably we're going to test this channel over here around 1600 1690 levels, or even if we gap down tomorrow, we can even gap down towards 1670 odd level. So that's the possibility that I see. But my view for tomorrow basically is any dips towards this channel low, right, around 1670 1660 odd levels can be used to go long. But for now, since Nifty has gone up so much, I don't expect it to head much higher from here, right? So it might take a pause tomorrow, we might go sideways, but I don't see a strong correction because there's been a massive move, and this trend will not correct so soon. Okay, so that's my view. If you're a positional trader, you can keep stop loss at 16,020, which is this low over here. So keep a stop loss around there. In fact, we have our own algos which are running. So if you're a positional trader, then keep your stop here on 1620 odd and continue to hold your longs, right? Now, what is the short plan? So I will not look for shorts as of now because this trend is very strong, but I will probably look for shorts if we break this parallel channel or this trend line, this lower trend line, right? So if you break this lower trend line, then probably look for shorts, but I want a lower high and a lower low to form. So I want it to come like this, and then probably I will short once we go below this point here, right? So probably that point is when I will short, but that's just one of the ways. This can form anywhere, right? But I want a lower high, lower low to form, and then probably I will go short. So that's the Nifty outlook for today. But before that, I just want to take a moment, and tell you that today we published one of the videos in between, I think to the midday. So I covered 4 stocks in the newsletter. I've given a detailed description, or I've discussed in detail both the technical view and the fundamental news in the newsletter. So you can go through this and do share with your friends. These are 4 good stocks. 2 stocks are from the commodity space, SAIL and National Aluminium, and Apcotex and BEPL or Bharat Engineering Limited is also another stock which I've discussed, right? And meanwhile, just wanted to take a moment and thank people who have been buying me a coffee. I have been doing a lot of work, and it's all over. I think in my blog also has this link. So it's really good to see that people are contributing a lot of money. I really don't need this money, but it really makes a lot of difference and gives me a lot of motivation to continue what I'm doing. So I'm just going to like call out some names like Rainil, Bhaskaran, Ninad, Vijay, Harsh, Jayaraman, Nishant Shende, Arish, Rishabh Kare, and I don't know who's the name. I don't know the name, but I'm really thankful and grateful to all of you for contributing. And if you do feel that this work is useful for you, you can go ahead and contribute. Right now, let's jump into the second part of this video, which is the Trade with Trendline Investor series. Right. Again, today we had a decent day, not a very bad day for our portfolio. So we are still invested in 5 stocks: Apar Industries, Kansai Nerolac, Angel Broking, Tata Steel, Bhushan Limited, in fact. So everything is in green for first time, right? So after many days, I think we are on 2 weeks now old. So we have a decent portfolio now. So it's up around 2.5%. Now, even though it shows profit, we did lose some money in the in the stocks that we had before. So that's why it's 2.5% up in 2 weeks. So that's not bad, right? That's I'd say decent. And and we've been entering in the late, we just entered, so there's still a long way to go. Probably if you look at this portfolio 2-3 months from now, we might be up, around 10% or something like that, even 5%, or I'm not sure how much, but we are in good stocks. These stocks have momentum and they are in green, so let's just ride the trend, right? So no orders were triggered today. My stop losses continue to remain the same. So these are my stops. Right, Apar Industries, Tata Steel, Kansai Nerolac. In fact, I think one stop loss is missing. I'll update that stop loss. And Tata Steel, Bhushan Limited, the buy order is there, but for now we'll not buy because we don't have money. But let's see if it triggers. If it triggers, then probably I'll have an action item for the next day. But for now, I'm just going to remove this. Right, or we'll just keep it. If it triggers, then we can look at a plan for the next day. Right, or maybe I'll just remove it. It's not really required. If it goes above 98.2, then we can discuss this in the next session. Right, so for now we have all the stop losses set. These are the stocks that we hold. Let's look at the stocks themselves. So yeah, Apar Industries again had a good, not a good, but a decent green day. I'm just going to delete this. Right, so we again had a decent green day. So right now the it's just getting sold off. Right, if you see here, I'm just getting at the volumes. So every time it goes high, it is getting sold off, right? Now that happens. Now after the sell-off, massive sell-off here, it is going to take some time to consolidate. But do remember the trend is very strong. So in a very strong trend, there will be a short-term consolidation, but the long-term trend is still up. So just don't get worried that the stock is not going anywhere. And unless you have not invested along with me, I know some of people have invested around that highest point. I don't know why I do that. If I say Apar Industries, buy at the level that I say, don't just buy at any random levels, right? Because if it comes down, then I have my stop loss in place, but you might not be willing to accept your losses. That's a journey that you need to get used to, right? So Apar Industries right now is still consolidating, so probably a few more days of consolidation. And also I mentioned that we might probably be heading towards this trend line on the hourly charts. If I'm just plotting, we might head probably around here, and then we might just go sideways and then head higher, right? So that's Apar Industries. Fact again, yeah, this is really not showing strength. Again, it went higher that day, it got sold off. Now if our stop loss is 130, so I'm just continuing to keep our stop loss at 130. In case it goes below 130, we'll just come off. But this move here doesn't really look good. I think there is a very strong resistance around that zone there, and every time it goes there, it gets sold off. Let's probably wait maybe a couple of days of more consolidation before it heads higher. Next stock is Tata Bhushan, Tata Steel Bhushan. Now we spoke about this resistance, and you see it's beautifully correcting. Right now, this is a very slow correction. I think the correction should probably get over in a couple of days. Maybe I'll just go to the hourly chart just to see where that support is. So we are near a support, so that is our support levels. So we are kind of reversed there. Now how I drew this, I'm just taking this point over here, this point over here, this close over here, and I'm just drawing. So for now it looks like on the hourly charts we are trying to reverse, but still on the daily charts it's still a red, right? So let's wait for a proper reversal. But for now the volumes are dropping, and we will look at it above 98.2, 98.3. So Kansai Nerolac had a decent day. It had a sell-off in the morning, amazing volumes. It had a sell-off in the morning, but last 2 days it's just coming up, right? So that's some good signs. Again, our stop loss continues to remain the same. There's no change in stop loss, and we will look at it if it heads higher. Now, Angel Broking, yeah, we had a good move yesterday, and today it's just consolidating. Now again, always remember that highs will always show some short-term resistance. So we might consolidate for a couple of days more. But the good thing is, if it consolidates for a couple of days more, then I'll probably tell you a plan of how we're going to add this. So we can do this and then head higher. Right now, if it goes for 2-3 days like that, then we above the highs over there. I'll tell you that, but don't jump tomorrow itself and buy more just because I'm telling it will go up. Okay, so that's the level that we have to look out for, and I think those are the stocks. But there are a few stocks which I added to today's list, right? So Advanced Enzymes, again, I had a correction, so probably just retesting the trend line maybe. JubilantIngrevia is around that same level, right? So we discussed about this line the other day. I'm just going to go to the log charts, sorry, the non-linear charts. If you see, we're just around that line again. So if you want to add JubilantIngrevia, it's a good time to add, but our portfolio is full, so we'll not be adding that. EaseMyTrip has given, now you might ask, how did I select this stock, right? So this stock basically is because this stock went above CCA 100, right? So that's why I've added this stock to the watch list, but we'll not be adding this because the stop loss is too deep for me. I like stop losses to be below 10%, so I will not add that stock. But it does look good. It has given a decent breakout. So if you see this level, it has given a decent breakout. You can kind of add, if you want to invest, you can invest. The stop loss for this would be, around 403. That's the stop loss this low. Okay, so that's a decent stop, but it's up to you if you want to invest. So next one is Likita Infra. Now again, you might ask, how did I find this? This is a reversal setup, right? That's a breakout setup. This is a reversal setup. Now here I am checking for CCA crossing above -100, right? So you see here it went to -100 and it's coming back above -100, right? Now volumes have picked up today. It has given a short-term breakout. So if you want to invest in Likita, it's a very good setup. 380 is the stop, 413 you can enter current market price. So that's just a 26 point stop loss, right? And has given a breakout. If you see volumes today, it has picked up, and this was in my watch list always, you know that, and that's why I've considered this. And you see the volume has picked up. So again, it's a very low risk setup. Stop loss is 7,000. It is just around 5% stop, right? It's a very good setup. You can look at India Mart as well. CRISIL, again, this also has been a newsletter. So if you see, we have kind of reversed from the trend line and we are heading higher, right? So you can look at even CRISIL for a short-term positional trade. 2750 is a stop. Again, interesting setup for me is VIP Industries, right? I discussed this in the newsletter some time back, and I'm just going to show you why this is a very good setup. Now, if you see here, we are kind of forming inside bars, not perfect inside bars, a lot of congestion since 1 month now, right? So since the 5th of July, if you see, we are having a very strong congestion, and this might probably break out from here in the next days, right? And if you see, we are facing resistance around that same level, but this time we are trying to break that. This was the first attempt, the second attempt, third attempt, and this will break out probably this week or sometime next week early. Also, if you see from the lower end of this this one, we are kind of contracting there, right? So it's probably a very good setup for positional trade. The stop loss also again here is very, very low. Stop loss is 390. You can look at investing in this. CCL is the other stock which I want to discuss today. So here again, if you see, we're coming back to the trend line reversal, but wait for a reversal like this or this and then enter the stock. Okay, Sun TV is another setup. If you're F&O trader, you can look at it. We are kind of broken out and then retesting. It's inside bar today again, so look for that as well. And the last stock is KEC International. So we are on the trend line here, right? So I'll stop here and we'll take some questions. So if you have any questions, do let me know. Let's check this. So yeah, a lot of highs. Hi Shankar, Dinesh, Akash, yeah, Shiv, Vallabh, Venkatesh, hi. Yeah, I don't see any questions. Yeah, if you can pause, please make me know how to use the Excel of trade log. Yeah, Darshit, I will make Excel of the trade log that I share. Maybe we can have a separate session on that, right? Hi Ninad. Hi, what's in the name? Hi. Rahul, good evening. Naresh is asking your view on TCI Express. TCI, I think, is in a very strong momentum, right? If you see, in fact, I already have this trend line drawn. It has kind of retested around that low, right? So not a perfect trend line, but if you look at this downward trend line, then yes, we have kind of broken out. CCI went above 100 and we are heading higher. So TCI looks good. You can invest in this or do a positional trade, but the stop loss is a little deep for me. Stop loss is around 388, right? So but yeah, but it looks good. The setup looks good. So that's my view, Naresh. Hi Sagar, you've been a subscriber since a while now. I had commented on your YouTube and Coromandel as well. Yeah, sure. Rahul again has a question. Look, your outlook on JBM Auto and Gale. So guys, just so let's have one question per person so that even others have some time to ask. So JBM Auto looks good. We have had the stock kind of broke out here around this level. It's kind of retesting. It's a perfect retest. Now this is a beautiful setup, right? Now if you see the setup, just take a brush to just show you. So we've had this beautiful VCP or cup and handle also, you can say, and then we have given a breakout, right? So this was a proper level for previous so if you had entered here, that was stop loss here, keep your stop loss there, and then now we had a breakout and we're just consolidating, and now we kind of again had a short-term breakout on that point. So this looks good. JBM Auto, continue to hold, add more if you want, and I think we might head higher from here, right? Also on the weekly charts, I'm just showing you just to show you some targets. So I think we are heading to around 620 levels. So that's the first target, right? So you can hold on to JBM Auto. So Gale, next stock, yeah, it's in a proper uptrend, right? So you have nothing to worry. So just continue to hold the stock until this trend line holds, and for now the stop loss is around 150, 158, sorry, around 160 levels. Or you can keep even here, if a short-term trade, you can keep around 73. So it's a very sideways, not a sideways stock, it's going up very well, but this long-term probably can head much higher, right? So it's a consumption stock, I think. If I'm not right, just correct me, but this has a very long-term story, I think. If you see that trend line, every time the stock comes here, it reverses around the trend line there, there's another reversal there, another reversal there. Right now, this was the line probably. I'm sorry, I'm just creating mess. Let me use line. So probably the stock is facing resistance there right now. But if it breaks out, this is also a massive cup and handle. If it breaks out from here, then probably we can also head higher, right? So that's the view on Gale. So the setup looks amazing. Just wait for a breakout here, and then we can have much higher targets. So Exide, Akshat is asking on Exide. Yeah, Exide is, I think I posted Exide, right? So it's just right around the channel. So you just need to have some patience for Exide, and then it might head higher. But this is a portfolio stock. You can hold it for long, but add more about 213, 210. That's a very good level to add more. Okay, so Exide, that's my view. RCF, Suhas Chain. Yeah, RCF is just struggling here. So you need to give it some more time before a breakout. So it is just struggling. I think it's also in the fertilizer and chemical space. I think all the fertilizer stocks are struggling, right? See how many weeks it's just been going sideways. Now you need to give it some more time before it heads higher. So probably if you see this trend line is somewhere here, it is close to the trend line. Probably we should see a move in the next couple of weeks. So, but RCF still looks good. Continue to hold RCF. Signity Tech. Yeah, it's doing kind of pullback. It gave a breakout here. If you see, I've already drawn this. It gave a breakout, and it's trying to kind of retest that breakout area maybe. But it is in a short-term downtrend because we have broken this low. It is in a short-term downtrend, but the long-term trend is still up. So continue to hold for now. I don't see a problem yet in Signity. Maybe, we are just broken the short-term trend for now, but the primary trend is still up. So if you look at the primary trend, this is the primary trend. And probably we can head towards this level, consolidate for a few more days, and then head higher. So Signity still is good. Sagar asking you want PIX transmissions. PIX transmissions. Yes, it looks good, Sagar. I don't see a problem. I don't know why you're asking, but it has given again a parallel channel. Now this is what I was saying, right? A parallel channel breakout is very powerful. Now we just saw that in the Nifty, and if you see here, this is also a parallel channel breakout, right? So that breakout over there, just see how fast the stock has moved from 300 to 800, right? In just a matter of 3-4 months, right? 4-5 months. So that's the power of parallel channel breakouts. If you find such setups, you should invest in them. So that's my take on PIX. Orient Bell. So Orient Bell again, it has given a breakout, so nothing to worry. You can still continue to hold Orient Belt. I'm just rushing. So Akash asks, why don't you trade non-FNO stocks? why don't you trade non-FNO stocks? I mean, why don't you trade FNO stocks? Because I trade usually non-FNO stocks. That's because the liquidity is just so high, and they are mostly they are large caps, and they are controlled by futures and options. And sometimes I see they give good short-term moves, but then they just keep consolidating for some time. So that's why I don't prefer FNO trades. So Akshat is also asking Exide. Except I already gave my view, Akshat, so the view is same. It is in a long-term support, so you need to just wait and give it some more time, right? Take a look at Chambal Fertilizer. Looks good. Yeah, if it looks good, you can take a trade, but I'm already holding. Yeah, Chambal Fertilizer also looks good. It's in a beautiful long-term uptrend. So yes, Bhumik, it does look very good. So now I asked for TCI Express. I'm sorry, TCI Express. Yeah, TCI Express also has given a breakout. You see this parallel channel I just spoke about in other stock. Again, I'm sorry, this is a breakout here, and they're just going fast. So continue to hold TCI Express. It looks very good, Naresh. So no problem on that. Your views on TVS Motors, Raj is asking. Yeah, it is going sideways, but it has given a breakout here. It's just going sideways. It needs to cross, it needs to cross this level to head higher. Right, for now it's just consolidating, so you can continue to hold TVS Motors, so no problem there. How do you calculate returns term CGR in case you keep adding a fixed amount every month? Nishant, I think this is a different topic. Maybe I'll make a video out of it, or we can just discuss sometime later. It's too big a topic to discuss now. Anisha, I immensely appreciate your patience with details. Thank you. Put in every video you make. Could you please share your views on Sanofi? Sanofi also looks good. So Sanofi, Glaxo, all in the same space, right? So I did share my view on Glaxo, and Sanofi has given a breakout. If you see, I've drawn the channel already. It retested here, and it's breaking out with volumes. So it is a long-term stock. It is a portfolio stock also. In fact, if you want to hold, continue to hold. It can go much higher, right? So all-time highs are coming, and much higher is also coming, even 10,000 probably. So that's my view. Naukri. Let's look at Naukri. Again, Naukri is also trading in a channel. You see, I've almost drawn most of the stocks and I've kept them, right? So the short term, yeah, we just need to kind of break out around this zone, right? So we are forming a rounding base pattern. I'm not sure if you know about rounding base patterns, but this is a beautiful, not a rounding base, but this is a rounding base forms in the base, but you can say it here also. That's a beautiful arc which is forming. And it is probably heading higher, so just have some patience. You might get a breakout here in Naukri. Okay, view on Banaras Beads, NAM. Banaras Beads, yeah, it's going up. I don't see a problem, but just looking at the long-term charts, yeah, it needs to cross around this level. I think it'll go sideways for some more time, but there is a resistance here, so probably one more round down and then we head higher. But for now, yeah, it is not a stock that I would be holding for positional. But from an investment perspective, if you're holding for a few months, then yes, you can continue to hold. So NAM Securities, sorry, Nippon Asset Management. I'm not sure why I'm not getting it. Yeah, NAM India, yes, I got it. So yeah, NAM India has been going, it's going very slow, but needs to cross this level probably. Again, all these stocks are kind of pausing at all-time highs, right? So that's the resistance that usually it faces. Some more patience you need, and probably we might head higher. But for now, yeah, that's the pattern that I'm looking at. So some more time and then probably we'd head higher in NAM. Okay, why don't you trade? Akash, I've answered that. Why don't you trade on FS stocks? I think I already mentioned that. Your view on Century Enka. So yeah, it looks good. This is again a parallel channel, right? So if you see here, this is again a parallel channel. So we are probably heading towards the highs around 600 odd, and then let's see what happens. But for now, just stay careful. Around 700 odd we can head to, but we are broken out of all-time highs, so probably some more moves ahead, and then you can take a call again. Just ask me again in some other session. I'll let you know once it reaches there. Adani Green, I've already given my view on Adani Green. Arun, it is a bad stock now because it has broken down. Sorry, I'm typing Arun. Adani Green has given it has broken down. from that, right? So it is broken down over a very key support area. So you have to sell Adani Green and get out. Otherwise, you're just going to have more losses for now. So I would say, if it goes up, I have no clue because I don't hold this. But right now I see this as a breakdown. So this is a massive distribution which has happened, and I see this as a breakdown. All indicators are on the sell side. So please get out of Adani Green if you are still holding on to it. Is the opportunity to enter lost in MK Global Finance? MK Global Finance. No. Why do you say it's lost? Because it is a beautiful consolidation. So keep your stop around 110 and you can enter even now. Right? So, and also it's a couple of weeks of consolidation, right? So I don't see it as an opportunity not enter. You can always enter a stock at any point, right? Just wait for a consolidation like this and then enter. So right now keep a stop at 110 and then you can enter. So that's my view. You're on Tata on Steel Exchange. There's a few more questions and then we'll stop. Steel Exchange is going up. Yeah, this is a beautiful uptrend, right? So continue to hold on. Nice volumes this week. It's probably heading to all-time highs. And if it's from the commodity space, I don't know about this company, then it can actually go high. So I think I've answered everything. Thank you so much for your help. Yeah, Naresh, I really appreciate all the sincere efforts. Glaxo broken and falling back 5% today from up. Are you looking at further upward? Yes, Glaxo will go up. I've already covered this in my newsletter. One day up down moves, one day up moves, I don't really care. I'm looking at long term, right? So if you see, that's the pattern I was talking about in my newsletter, and that's the long term trend line support that I've been talking about, right? So Glaxo still looks very good. It and above 6,780, it can gain more momentum. Okay. Zomato is just recently listed. I don't have much data, but I can just quickly have a look. Yeah, just going sideways. But I don't really, prefer IPO stocks, but just my view on the hourly charts, the data is very less, but right now it's contracting, right? So if you want to add more, you can add above 140. This is a perfect symmetrical triangle setup. If you have seen my symmetrical triangle setups, you know how powerful they are, but depends on which side it breaks out. Now, if it goes above 140, then it can give a very strong move up. But if it goes down below, 135, then it can go down much lower. Okay, so that's my view on Zomato. I hope I've answered all of your questions. And if you do still have comments, post it on my Twitter, or you can just post it in the comment section of this video. But don't forget to like this video before you drop off. There are 29 people, so I'm expecting at least 29 likes. I'm answering your questions at 11 in the night, so I think that can be a gift in return. But otherwise, if you have any questions on anything else, do let me know, and do share this YouTube channel with your friends. And don't forget to comment your doubts if you have anything in this comment section, right, of this channel. Otherwise, thank you, and sleep well. See you tomorrow again. Thank you.